I want to give another big shout out to Martina because I don't know that I could have done this without her. She spent one of the afternoons doing a deep cleaning. Thank you very much, Martina, because it's definitely a job nobody wants to do. One of the toughest things I would say up to this point was literally just getting the cover back over the foam for each of the beds. This was a pain in the butt, and we decided we don't know how we'll clean it in the future, but we don't want to do this again. It was horrible, but we got it done, and Martina was the mastermind behind it. So it is Saturday evening, and we are currently in the basement, and tonight we are working on these cushions. We are going to be sewing new covers for them. This is one of the big ones that actually has a piece of metal on it to hold it in place where it sits in the camper. So I'm going to take these metal pieces off. Martina's going to measure it out. We're going to hopefully have a finished product to show you.
This is how I measure how much fabric I need.
I'm not. Martina flipped it over a second time to get the rough length. Then she laid the black fabric over the seat to completely cover it. We're working real hard tonight. And gave herself a little extra length for the hem before she cut it. After it was cut, she hemmed the edges for the opening so that they would be neat. Then she folded the fabric in half so the short edges touched and sewed one side of it closed. Keep in mind that when sewing these, she was doing it inside out with the right sides together. Also, if you ever do this, make sure the other side is taut by pulling the fabric and putting pins in where you need to sew. Once the sides were done, she could focus on the final steps of closing the bottom of the fabric around the cushion. There are multiple ways you could do this, using a zipper, stapling it to the back, Velcro, or magnet snaps. We did a combination of Velcro and snaps. This particular Velcro is iron-on, but you can buy sewable Velcro as well. She used a piece of fabric between the Velcro and the iron to make sure she didn't melt the Velcro. She put the setting on the iron to cotton and let it sit on it for 90 seconds. After that, you match the Velcro with its opposite side on the other flap and repeat those steps. Make sure you let the Velcro sit for about 10 minutes so the stickiness solidifies and creates a good bond. Then you can close up your cushion cover and it should look like this. It isn't perfect, but it's a very simple and easy solution, and it can give your old cushions a nice refresh. I'm not really sure how much I'll finish today, but the goal is to move some of the stuff out. I'm going to start on the left side of the camper, and I'm going to remove all the doors and just start prepping to paint. There's a lot of what ifs right now, but we're going to get started. So one of my goals with all the painting and everything with the cabinets is to take, for instance, right here, there's a drawer. I'm going to take the face off the drawer and just put it back because there are parts around the drawer that aren't even being used. So we could get all that space back. And then on top of that, there are two doors and they're literally like kind of falling off. So if I can figure out a way to just get like one piece of wood and stick it over top of it and kind of latch it in place, I just think overall it'll end up looking a lot better. And I'm going to save it for after our deadline of May 1st. But it is something I want to do long term. We did get paint trays. I have a roller. I don't know if I'll use it, but we have these little brushes. And then our paint of choice. Whoever made this should get paid a lot of money. We thought about doing a coat of primer first. Some of this wood is in pretty rough shape, so I'm just gonna go for it. Hopefully it all works out. So, here we go. coat of paint makes everything look better, even if it looks bad. Unlike our previous RV, we really wanted to paint this one, and essentially Martina said she didn't want to do any more painting, like inside or outside of the house. And I told her, because we didn't get to do it with the last one, I really wanted to paint this one. So I kind of pushed to get this, and might be a little bit hard to tell on camera, but this has like, it's like a off-white, but it's got just the slightest hint of green. I think it's gonna look really good. This is gonna be a lot of work, but I just keep telling myself, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's gonna be worth it. I think I'm going to call it for this video. One thing I am going to do is, let me turn the camera. I'm going to take this box in. This has all of the doors. I'm going to take care of them in the garage. I think it'll be a little bit easier. They'll be out of the way. I hope you've enjoyed this video so far. There's still a whole lot to do for this series. Next one, it's going to be really hammering down on the paint. That might be the majority of the video. And now we have the van hookup for the brakes for this. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be there when it got installed, but I'm going to walk through all the different parts and show you guys how it works and blah, 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 all that stuff. So yeah, until the next one.